how did I get cast as RC? I was an actor out auditioning, and got called to go in for this show, Knight Rider, which was great. They were adding a new character, and had, I'm trying to think, maybe about 4 or 5 interviews. Final interview was down to myself and Blair Underwood. And ultimately, they ended up choosing me. Blair did have a small part in Night of the Juggernaut as well. But it was probably about an early audition, maybe about 9 o'clock that morning. I found out I got the flight. I had a 9 o'clock that morning, I found out I got the call, got the job. About 3 o'clock, I had a flight to Chicago, and 6 o'clock the next morning, I was getting ready to go on set. So it was a very fast thing that happened, but that was it.
Did you meet David and Patricia before the show, or the first time you saw them was on set?
The first time that I saw them and met them was on set out there in Chicago. So before then, it was all with the producers and the network and all that kind of stuff. So,
was that one of your first acting roles, or?
No, I had been acting at that time for, let me see, maybe about 5 years. I started actually pretty late after high school. I was working for a company that did miniatures for movies. In fact, we did hand props for the first Star Trek movie. We had a show project, UFO, we did miniatures for. And we started a magazine called Special Effects Modeler about building miniatures for movies. And that's how the thing goes by. But that's how I was like, wow, movies are really interesting. I was actually studying to be a dental technician, which is what my dad did.
What type of technician?
Dental.
Dental.
Making
wow.
teeth, crowns,
Yes.
and bridges. And compared to acting, acting was much more interesting.
Yes.
So that was the turn.
Were you a fan of Knight Rider before you?
Yes.
Did you watch it at all?
Yeah. No, I watched the show beforehand, and it was, I liked action shows. So all that. Knight Rider and Airwolf and A-Team and all those shows were shows that I watched, from $6 Million Man going back, but just I wanted to do action, starting out,
right.
I wanted to do action shows. And interestingly, I had been up for a lot of shows, but my height was always an issue, because usually it was like co-starring against somebody else. And a lot of the action guys are short. I don't necessarily want to name names, but everybody that you think is big is not.
Right.
Height-wise, so it kind of messed it up. And I think in the case of Knight Rider, it helped me because David's like 6'5", so
sure.
being 6'1", I'm still
shorter. But
people, I'm surprised you're so tall, but they think that David is maybe like 6'1", 6'2", and I'm like 3-4 inches shorter than him, so they think I'm maybe 5'2".
Nice. Favorite episode that you can remember?
Favorite episode? Well, of course, I love Night of the Juggernaut, which was the one that brought me in. But also, I think I like Night Sting a lot, just because it was kind of like a team episode where we all had something to do. Worked a lot with Patricia then, and Edward was doing something other than Devin.
Right.
It was, so I think I enjoyed that, and also I like the moment of Night in the Rising Sun when I get to fight the ninjas with the snow shovel. That's like I'm like, where else but on Knight Rider?
Did they train you? Did they have stunt
No, they
teach you how to fight?
Me, they sent me out to truck driving school to learn how to drive a semi.
All right.
So that was done, and everything else Jack would teach me. It's funny. I remember speaking of Night of the Rising Sun. There's a thing where Kit comes and rescues us, and I have to run and roll over the top of the car and then jump in. And so Jack stepped me through how to do all the rolls, and so all that kind of stuff. I think probably the most training on that kind of stuff might have been some fight, other than the truck driving, was working through the choreography on fight sequences and all that kind of stuff. And I knew how to ride a motorcycle before.
Was it weird driving a semi?
Yeah, it's not really that difficult except backing up. That's the hard part, which on camera I never had to do. But yeah, I know how to drive stick shift, so it really wasn't that hard. It was just the licensing. I mean, they wanted me to have my license so that I could legally drive it on the road. If something
and if acting didn't work out, you could start driving trucks across the country now.
And there you have it, the second career.
Yeah. Did you save anything from the series? Like, do you have the script still, or any besides the crew jacket? With
yes, I have my jacket. Yeah, actually, I had probably brought this out for 20 years, and then NightCon came up and I brought it out for that. But I do have scripts. We just moved from Jersey out to California, so I know I've got scripts. I've got my covers from my on-set chair.
Oh, nice.
So I've got that still. And I've got a few scripts, and I think that might be yes. I've got a schematic drawing of Kit. Actually, that's something.
Sounds nice.
So yeah.